Hello. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our panel session where we're asking a really big question. Are leaders expecting too much from AI? I'm Kelsey Cheng from Caixin Global, and I'm delighted to be your host today. AI is all the hype at the moment, but today we're here to take a reality check. As spending in AI keeps going up, how should business leaders balance AI investment with practical outcomes? Today, we're really lucky to have three distinguished speakers with us. They have successfully designed, scaled, and implemented a number of AI solutions into their company's workflows. We will hear their assessment of AI's current hype versus reality, as well as their strategies to drive success. We have Karim Jouini, CEO of Thundercode, an agentic AI solution for test automation. Karim also co-founded Expensia, an expense management company. Mahmood Lockhat, Chief Technology Officer at TeKnowledge. You've got a few fans here. A consultancy that has helped companies and governments worldwide in their digital transformation. And Lars Gehrmann, Chief Digital Officer at Qatar Insurance Group, where he focuses on AI-powered transformation in one of the largest insurance companies in the Middle East and also invests in digital ventures. Thank you for being with us today, and let's jump right in. So this first question will be for everyone. Goldman Sachs expects AI spending to top $1 trillion in the coming years. Many observers are saying that the hype around AI exceeds its actual capabilities, at least for the moment. What do you think accounts for that gap between expectations and reality in your sector? Can you kick us off, Karim?
Sure. I don't know if it's really a gap between capabilities and expectations, more than a gap between expectations and the level of impact of AI today. And I think that's due to three things. One is adoption. We all live in, we're all excited about AI and we follow everything that is happening, but that's not 100% of the population. Okay, I was looking at a stat recently. In Western Europe, half the population never used any AI solution, half the population. So there is an adoption curve. The humans take time to adopt. Second is, to use AI, we need it to be part of our workflows, right? You don't want to get out of your way just to open another app and use AI. It needs to be part of your day-to-day workflow. And I think the third is everything around privacy, security, like can I trust it and can I use it? And I think these are slowing adoption and impact when everyone thought 2 years ago that our productivity as humans will skyrocket quick. It's not skyrocketing, but I don't think it's a capability thing. AI as a technology is highly capable.
Thank you for that. So it's a difference between expectations, not with reality, but with adoption and scaling right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about for you, Mahmood? What do you think?
I see kind of four key areas. I think the first one is around unrealistic expectations on the speed to value. So we're seeing so much in terms of fantastic demos in the media, in terms of investment and the hype. So expectations are here. But the reality is AI, even today with all the advancement, it's not magic, right? We need data, we need infrastructure, we need people to make it happen. So that's the first point. The second one is around assessing data quality and integrating into the customer's enterprise environment. It's not plug and play. And then the next one is about identifying real business problems that you want to solve that are going to give you the value once you deliver. The last one, which is probably the most important, is about investing in transformation of people and culture. Training, adoption, digital skilling, how to take the whole organization on a journey so that they can also become AI literate, they can use the technology, and they can help you transform. I think that's the most important thing. And if you don't have that, then the technology and the AI stack, it doesn't matter how good it is, the transformation is going to fail. So they're the four things for me.
Thank you, Mahmood. Very clear. And for you, Lars, what do you think?
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, our fan club and groupies here on the way. Look, I work for one of the biggest insurance companies here in the region. Obviously, we have a mandate to do more things. Insurance is a data-based business, so we sit on a lot of data. which tries to be worked on, and we have to do this, and we are doing this. For us, AI is nothing new. Yeah, I think Gen AI was new, but AI is nothing new in the insurance sector. We have been working in a couple of years on this, especially in the claims experience, in the things that people don't see, but internally. I think Gen AI came up and now opened up different way of working with AI. We have people more exposed, we have employees exposed to it in their private lives, which makes a difference, because in the end, it's a technology and a tool set that you have on your hands, but you need to run a digital transformation. So it's really people's mind and then business mind, because we need to do this. We need to understand where AI can help us to do the business differently, which recently we could not. So this is where we are. Does we live to the expectation? I believe, I look into a little bit of the new things, innovation around what is happening in the insurance space. We obviously have to be 5 steps ahead, and we know that we cannot execute this, but if you don't have a vision, then we never go there. So, and I think this is where I see AI. If I don't look into what is in theory possible right now every day, and this is amazing what in theory you can do, we wouldn't get to the next step. So it's a measure of looking to the future and then see what do you have on your hands, what kind of data you have, what of tool sets you have in your proposal to get new products out, new processes out.
So you have a vision, that vision is important, but then you also have to take a reality check, see what you have on hand that could help you achieve that vision. Yep. So thank you, everybody. Good list of reminders for everybody who's navigating this complex space. Now, moving from the broader landscape, let's dive deeper into AI into each of your industries and execution. Lars, let's stick with you for the moment. What are the unique opportunities for AI within such a highly regulated sector such as insurance? And could you also very briefly introduce 1 to 2 portfolio companies that you think are developing something very promising in your ventures?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting question. And I think the question itself has a component to it where you say regulation, does regulation help us or not on AI? I think we are a regulated industry and we have a lot of regulation around us and putting new products out. That doesn't necessarily mean that we have limitations on the using on AI. It's the vice versa. I think as we're data-driven businesses, I think we have to work with more data and we have to put an AI on it. For us, AI is throughout the insurance value chain. So if I want to sell you something, a travel insurance or a car insurance, it's there. And it goes throughout the pricing, how we reach you, how we calculate, how we execute on the claims experience. Yeah, towards how you never see. Our back office, accounting, HR, all those basic stuff. And this is where I believe Gen AI is really helping us massively in communicating with people and giving them tool sets and information on hand we don't have. So for me, it's the whole value chain. We're working since 18 months on exactly this. We have 56 or something use cases right now that are working in 8 themes. We're running pilots on all those themes. We have learned that, yes, coming back to your first question, don't trust the big providers, don't trust the startups. Everybody's trying to sell you something. We actually have learned we make our hands dirty, and you know this. We make our hands dirty. We are testing things out on our own, and we went a step backwards. We are not running pilots anymore. We do POCs, time-bound POCs with clear KPIs defined, and if you're successfully, then we go to a pilot. But it's still experimental in many areas, so it's important to do this. So I talked about the value chain, how we execute on it. Yes, there are interesting companies out there, but I believe for us as QSC, if I think about AI, I think about what treasure we are sitting on, which is our own data. So we do a lot for InsurTech. We have our own summit, that we run on InsurTech. So cooperation, innovation is really important for us. But the way how we interact with external companies is different. We are in control. We know what we kind of data have. We have access to the tools on the big cloud, so we can do a lot of things on our own. We do things with companies, and I think we have virtual digital twins that you can work on. There are AI companies that can help you to manage the data in a proper way. So there are a couple of names out that we're working with. We focus more on new digital products.
Right.
So not selling products digitally, but new products. Okay. Digital assets, blockchain-based. Parametric insurance, these new keywords. If I look in the future, that is what the future is. And then I need AI to deliver on this, because otherwise I cannot. I'm just too slow on doing it. So I believe this is maybe an answer to your question.
Okay, very interesting to see how that all turns out. And Karim, you successfully scaled Expensia, leading to a $100 million acquisition. And you are now focused on your next venture with Thunder Code, an agentic AI solution for test automation. So quickly, my first question for you, can you tell us what exactly is agentic AI solution? And I'll ask you your main question later.
Sure. So agentic AI in general is when you can delegate parts of your value chain or parts of your workflow to generative AI. So you oppose it to a chatbot, for example, where you have to get out of your way and then exchange and chat with the bot. Here is different. It's not a bot, it's an agent to whom you can delegate part of your value chain.
I see. Thanks. And so you've done 2 ventures right now. What is your strategy to identifying good opportunities in AI so that it could lead to, so it could bring real business value?
Sure. So I think the first criteria is, has to be a pain that is strong, ideally global, so that there is a global market, but also a pain that people feel, because sometimes you have pain points that people have become numb to it, they accepted it, that it doesn't work well, but that's life. It has to be a pain that people are looking at fixing one way or another. The second dimension is the lowest change management possible. As I was talking, it has to be part of the workflow, and people shouldn't need to change how they operate the company or operate the business. It has to be something that is a no-brainer to integrate. And the third is that, especially in AI, if it was to be done by humans, the venture you're after, my favorite domains are domains where there is scarcity of resources. So we're not about replacing humans. We're about providing a service that if you needed humans to do it, would be too hard, too expensive, and you wouldn't even have enough people or the right people to do it. So that's how we picked test automation, because as we scaled Expensia to 60 countries, 1 million users, delivering new software, new features, new markets has become slower and slower because your test matrix is huge, and it's really hard to make your employees think, perceive, and test the way your customers would test. And so our new venture is really about that. It's about providing a catalog of personas and of agents that will behave like your users, and they will use the app, give you feedback in a highly automated way where the resources are scarce.
Very, very smart. You make it sound so easy.
Thank
you. Yes, it's fun. The process is fun.
Yes.
Mahmood, you've led AI transformations across industries like telecoms, aviation, financial services, and what are the steps that leaders should take when designing a plan to integrate AI into their organizations?
Okay, so I mean, TeKnowledge is a technology services company, and we've been privileged to work with some of the largest enterprises globally, so we get that exposure to work with the best of the best. But I think if there was some advice, you really need an overall AI business strategy that's at the C level, that overarches everything that you're going to be doing. Then I think after that, there's probably 4 key focus points in my kind of view, which are common. The first one is don't do AI projects for the sake of AI, right? You need to find the right problem statement. Look into your business. Where's the inefficiencies? Where's all of the manual kind of friction from a customer experience perspective? Where a customer is having problem? So find a business problem to solve that's going to add value. Secondly, assess your data. Have you got the right data to be able to support the orchestration that's required? If you don't have that, put a data strategy in place. Get the data lake so that you can support your initiatives. The third one really is around look for the use cases that are going to add proof of value quickly. That'll give you and your organization confidence. You'll be able to learn, and then you can move at scale. The last one is really about investing in people. So you're seeing, me personally, it's all about a human-centric AI design. We are at the center of making this whole end-to-end thing work, right? So we need to invest in the new type of talent, which is, you're seeing the chief AI officer, data scientists, AI architects. There's a new breed of people that's required to make AI transformation work. So I mean, in summary, if you have clear objectives, AI will be usable and add value. If you have the right data, it's going to be providing you with accurate outcomes that you need. And the last one, investing in people will mean that it's an integral part of your organization.
Very clear game plan. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe to add to this. I think we are living in this time where with Gen AI, a classic digital transformation is different than what we do right now. Because typically we have to do top-down transformation, telling them, do this, I help you, I train you, but I want you to do. This time it's different. I think I have gray hairs, so I've seen internet came up in 2000s. A couple of you have seen it as well. It's the same thinking. What is possible? And everybody, as a private person, has been exposed to Gen AI. Everybody has played the ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So the people are using this at home, and they're coming to the office and say, what I can do with this tool set at my work. And we see this as really different. It's really different for us, and as I've talked to many other companies as well, how this changes the way how transformation is done. Because our employees coming with ideas, I just need to enable them.
Yeah. And the key is to identify the good ones, right? Because it's
KPIs,
yeah. So pain point that is universal, global, and that actually can be scalable when the implementation works. So thank you so much. I wanted to ask a follow-up question. So after that, all that strategizing is in place. Just quickly, what metrics do you evaluate success?
Okay, so I'd recommend that before you start any transformation, you have a scorecard that baselines what you're going to be doing so you can capture what improvements you're making, and also an overall ROI model, right? And then I think it's really around, for us, from a customer zero perspective, we're capturing, and for our customers, for example, for employee productivity, efficiency gains, and productivity savings. So for example, with Microsoft Copilot, we're seeing on average, after the right training and adoption to how to use Copilot successfully, approximately 30 minutes per saving per day per employee. So that's one metric. From a customer experience perspective, you're looking at customer satisfaction improvements, NPS, reduction of average handling time. How many of our interactions now are zero touch as opposed to going to a human to solve? And the last, from a financial perspective, increased revenue, cost savings, all of these kind of come into the overall ROI model.
Fantastic. Lots of key takeaways there. So for our last round of question, I'd like to focus on where AI innovation is headed. Where do you think innovation is headed? So I'd like each of you to share one emerging AI trend that you're most excited about, and how would you think would impact your industry in the next 3 to 5 years? Let's stay with you, Mahmood. What do you think?
So I think, to be honest, in the industry we're in, to predict 3 or 5 years is impossible, right? We're talking the next 12 to 18 max in terms of a projection. So for me, it's really about, similar to what Lars was saying, was that we're going to see a lot of pilots move to enterprise-wide transformations. That's one thing I think that's going to happen now. We're going beyond the kind of pilot phase, but that's going to be done with tangible benefit in terms of increased efficiency, reduction of cost, and whatever other kind of customer experience benefits that we can have. So it's going to be tangible into enterprise-wide transformation projects. The other one really is around something close to your heart, autonomous agents and agentic AI. I think that's going to really be something that we're going to see make a big difference. And from a customer experience perspective, for me, I think we want to get to the point where we have a personal concierge, whether it's your bank, whether it's your mobile operator, whether it's your airline, where it's a human-like experience where they know you and you know them. You can interact with them 24/7, regardless of which channel, and they're empowered across the journey to solve your problems. And it will be so good that you won't be able to tell that you're interacting with a machine. That's what I'm excited about.
Thank you. What about for you, Karim?
Well, I'm passionate about SaaS, software as a service.
Yes.
With my co-founder Jihad, we have a bit of an aggressive vision there, or prediction is that SaaS will dramatically shrink as an industry, software as a service, and we would go to the older world. So if I could give you an example, let's say you're a mid-sized company that wants to hire. Maybe 20, 25 years ago, you would go to a hiring company, okay, because they have the skills, they have the processes, they know how to hire. You ask them to hire for you, your different job descriptions. That is extremely expensive, but it works. You get your positions filled. SaaS has allowed these type of customers to make it internal, okay? Because the SaaS product for hiring will give you some of the skills, some of the processes, so that you can look like the hiring company, and so you can suddenly hire a talent acquisition person in your company that uses SaaS products to hire. I believe the future with agentic AI is that we will go back to the old world of you go through a hiring company, it just happens to be AI agents behind it, okay? And so that would make the SaaS business dramatically shrink. If I build up on what you said, you gave as an example the bank. You know, maybe 20 years ago, you would go to the physical branch, you know, and talk to a human being that will do your operations for you. Then SaaS forced us, all of us, to use mobile apps and web apps to be more autonomous, learn how to use it, and no longer need that human being. I believe tomorrow it can be a human-like interaction with an agent that makes the mobile app of your bank irrelevant and makes the SaaS as a business shrink. So I believe we will go from software as a service, SaaS, to service as software, another type of SaaS.
Thank you. A lot of potential there. What about for you, Lars? What excites you?
Yeah, look, I believe this share the opinion of the two people here and me on stage. It's impossible to predict what is happening, especially if you think about AGM. Yeah, this would be interesting to see how close we are or not. But I believe what we've heard in the beginning, agentic AI is something that will change the way how we execute everything. Problems are not there. So I would be happy in the next 1 to 2 years to have consumer-facing AI applications that actually work and are trusted. I think that would be a major step in terms of getting it out to the market, and then this will multiply, but really multiply, 10x use cases. We are excited about getting things done. It's unbelievable what you see in prototypes and in pilots. I think I've seen the Copilot over there, and you talked about Copilot. I'm not a fan at all. Yeah, I believe it has really limited capabilities compared to what is actually out there, where you can do amazing things with. So getting these marketing speech to real use cases, this is what excites me, because the potential is huge. You just need to make it on the ground, bring it on the ground, yeah, on the street itself.
And we've got a little bit of time left, so maybe we could ask for your advice for people who are looking to navigate AI integration or want to put AI into their work processes. Karim, do you have any advice for business leaders?
Sure. I mean, first is watch out for adoption. You know, that the adoption metrics in the first movers in AI are disappointing, especially over time. So you talked about Copilot. I think the last number I saw is that 45% of the paying users of Copilot actually use it. And that number drops with time. So it's really important to track adoption on the long run and make sure that it's continuously adopted. Second is, I think, seeing AI as a chance to get rid of humans and your employees is the wrong way to look at it. Okay,
that's
not how the disruption will happen, in my opinion, because employees will resist it, because employees also have much more expertise than your agents for now. So I see it more as a collaboration. How do I make my great guys and ladies in my company become superhuman with AI instead of trying to replace them? So that's another advice. And the last one is counterintuitive, is don't care about cost. Don't worry about cost of AI, because it is dropping so dramatically fast. I've seen a lot of organizations say, oh, if I use AI in this process, it's going to cost me too much, so I will continue doing it this way. But by the time you get it right and you get the adoption right, the cost of inference will be where you want it to be. That's my personal experience.
Okay, interesting. That's really interesting, because everybody is just afraid of costs at the moment, right? Yeah.
DeepSeek was a good lesson to everyone. But,
yes, yes. Thank you. And Mahmood, you did offer your advice a little earlier. Anything to add for that?
So I think maybe something Lars was saying, look, AI is a general purpose technology. Right? It's used by everyone, regardless of gender, ethnicity, demographics. It's got such a wide, varied use case, and we're using it within our personal lives. So when we take all of that, come into the enterprise-wide environment, and you're trying to transfer what you're doing in your personal life and the efficiency you're getting to an organization, then all of the governance, security, data privacy, ethical trust, all of that comes in that you need to cater for. So I think that balance between what we're doing and getting value from and how we bring that into an enterprise, we need to package that and think about that properly. But I think it's going to have a profound impact. It's already having that. So it's only going to be more positive. We just need to calibrate how we're going to get the best out of it.
And Lars, you're steering a big company in the Middle East. Any advice for executives?
Yeah, I believe this is, the question or the point is right. The advice depends on with whom you talk. And even within our sector, we have companies that I wouldn't advise to take our role, because I think we obviously have a couple of resources that we can dedicate to it. We are sitting on the wealth of data where it cries to be exploited in a better way. We have many industry players that don't have this.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't start with the job that we do. They just have a different way of executing. I think I said before, make your hands dirty. I think this is, for me, the big advice. I think it needs to come from everywhere, employees and management. Do things. If you do things, you will understand technology and understand how it can move. Agentic AI, well, you need to understand how it works, right? Yeah. And once you understand it, then you can do the next step, but make something. Okay. And not talk, no PowerPoints. Do it something. That's the point.
Very nice. Thank you so much, everybody. That brings us to the end of our conversation. A huge thank you to our speakers for your contribution. So our conversation today has explored the realities of AI adoption, where expectations align with adoption, where they fall short, and how businesses can bridge that gap. It's clear that while identifying the right AI opportunities are crucial, real sustainable success comes down to thoughtful goal setting and execution. So whether you're a founder who has just spotted an opportunity in AI or a business leader steering your company through AI transformation, we hope this session has been helpful to you. Thank you again to all three speakers for your contributions, and thank you all for joining us. Enjoy the rest of Web Summit Qatar.
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.